You're listening to the BigIron Buzz. Hello everyone, welcome to our latest episode of the BigIron Buzz, where each week we'll bring you the latest news and trends in the ag, real estate, and used equipment markets. This podcast is brought to you by BigIron Auctions and BigIron Realty, rural America's premier online unreserved auction site, bringing you real connections, respected values, and real deals. I'm Drew Dolezal, I'm the host of today's show, and I've got three guests with me today. I've got Mark Stock, Brian Kanarick, and Felix Rodriguez, all from BigIron Auctions. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. And we've got great amount of quality equipment on our auctions coming up on May 27th through the end of June. And there's a couple sales we'd like to focus on today, though. They're really good examples. These sellers in particular are Mahindra USA and Sun State Equipment. So we'll start with you, BK. Tell me a little bit about Mahindra equipment that's on sale.
Absolutely. Thanks, Drew, and thanks for the invite. Well, first I want to tell everyone that Mahindra is the number one selling farm tractor in the world, and that goes a long way with what we're doing here on BigIron. It took a number of months of negotiation, and we're pleased that the BigIron online marketplace was chosen as the premier platform to offer these model year closeouts of tractors and UTVs to the general public. It's a big undertaking and a lot of respect that went with it. All of the tractors and UTVs are unused and ready for work or play and are fully supported by the 500 plus Mahindra dealers throughout North America. So anyone that acquires these units, there is a dealer close by to help them with parts or service should they need. Look, if you also need an extended warranty or financing options, that's available too for qualified buyers. We tried to take care of everyone's needs at this offering. From the small landowner to the mega farm, we have the right tractor or UTV to meet your needs. It's that simple. We have four-wheel drive diesel tractors from 20 horsepower to 105 horse, and gas and diesel UTVs from 750cc to 1000cc in 6 or even 3-seat configurations. So I think we've got a little bit of something for everybody.
And I think there's some tires and implements out there. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Oh, absolutely. We've got more implements and tires than you can possibly shake a stick at. We've got a complete selection of implements for all size tractors and every imaginable purpose, Drew. The great thing about these Mahindra implements, they fit all makes and models, not just Mahindra, but if you have a John Deere, if you have Coyote, Kubota, Massey Ferguson, whatever you have and many more, these implements will fit those tractors. So it's not just tied to one brand. They're 3-point hitches. They have PTOs. They'll work on anyone's tractor based on the horsepower rating. We have snow blowers to lawn mowers, scraper blades, post hole diggers, fertilizer spreaders, wheel rakes, box scrapers, landscape rakes. We even have potato plows. So if you're plowing potatoes, we have a potato plow. If you need an implement, we have the right selection for your compact utility tractor. I'm sure you're going to find something.
And then, Mark, you've been on site there. What was catching your eye out there?
Well, the sheer amount and the quality and quantity that you as an end user or any end user would want to pick from is unbelievable. I mean, where in the country can you buy a tractor that's got 3 hours on it that you can establish the selling price through an absolute auction or an auction with no reserve, and then we're not going to gouge anybody over the top by adding a buyer's penalty to it. We call it buyer's penalty. Some people call them buyer's premium. So, you get to purchase these tractors, and then, of course, through the BigIron affiliation with Hitchpin Logistics, no matter where they're located, you get a hold of Hitchpin phone folks, and they'll get you a quote to haul these tractors right to your location. But they are located in Lyons, Kansas. The implements are in both Houston, Texas, and in Sterling, Kansas. Tires, my gosh, if you've got a tractor right now that needs a set of 18-4-34 rubber, these are on rims, but you can take the tires off the rim if you so choose, and you can put them on your 40-20 if you want to put a new set of rubber on your 40-20. But they have the metal inserts that you just unbolt them, and they'll probably bolt onto a wide variety of other implements as well, because they're kind of standard with the exception of the center hole configuration. but the exterior rims are all about the same. So if you need to redo a tractor, check those out. But as Brian said, when you get diesel tractors from 20 horse to 105 horse with shuttle shifts, with hydros, they all have the 3 points and the PTO. Some got cabs and air conditioning. I know you also have heat too. So right, and they got loaders. These are quick attach loaders. You can detach the bucket, and you can put a set of pallet forks on them too, because they're going to sell separate. So just a great opportunity. We really want to commend Brian and all of the folks that were out there taking the pictures and shooting the videos, because there's such a great display of what it is you're buying, and you should, as a end user, feel very, very comfortable about the process. And I tell you what, if you are somebody that likes to fix fence and you need a 4-wheel drive ATV, now you got a UTV, so you can haul something around. You got these beds, you can run this electric switch and it goes up and down. So you can dump stuff out of it too. So throw your post, put your post pounder in the back of your wire stretchers and go check that out. Or how about if you're going to go deer hunting? There it is. Some of these are camo colors, some of them are red, some of them are kind of gray. There's a variety of different colors, and they'll have 15 miles on them or less. So just a great opportunity, and there's financing available if you need some of that, just by clicking on the financing sources on the website, as well as some additional extended warranties. There's no warranty from Mahindra, but there's an extended warranty option that you can choose. So get right after them. They're going to sell to the highest bidder.
You have anything to add to that, BK?
No, it sounds pretty good. I think Mark covered it all very well. On those rims, as he said, some of those rims do have manual adjust center spacers. So as he said, they will fit many different size tractors. I think the reality is this: if you're looking for the absolute best selection of tires in any marketplace, BigIron has got more tires than you could possibly use in a lifetime. So I think it's everyone's benefit. Go take a look at what we've got. If we don't have the tire size for you, maybe we have it for your neighbor or a family member. So just give us a try.
And I also want to add too, BK, that most of these tractors that are selling, that are the 20 and 30 and 40 horsepower range, they got belly mount mowers on them. They're lawn mowing tractors with 3 points. And I love them little garden tillers. They got 5 and 6 foot, and I think there's even a couple 4-footers out there. But if you're tired of going out there with that old rear tine walk behind tiller and beating your arms up to death back and forth, buy that tiller and mount it on the back of this tractor, mow your lawn, then go hook the 3-point back up. It gets me all excited about it. It just makes you want to be a fun little ag boy, But go out there, till up your garden, and get your potatoes growing so you can buy the potato digger and dig up the potatoes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I think we'll switch gears here now and talk about some of the good-looking construction equipment that BigIron has for sale on May 27th, June 3rd, and June 10th auctions. The seller here is Sun State Equipment. Felix, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Thanks for the invitation, guys. Thank you, Drew. So Sun State basically is a rental company that's been around since 1977. They're located in 14 different states, about 75 locations nationwide, with a big concentration of stores in California and Texas and Arizona. They're based out of Phoenix, Arizona, but we have a great selection of construction equipment that varies from backhoes to scissor lifts to trenchers, boom lifts, telehandlers. Sun State basically buys all this gear equipment new from the original equipment manufacturer, and they basically keep it in their rental fleet for a specific amount of time, depreciate the equipment, maintain it very well, and then decide to sell it. So they've given us a shot at selling this equipment on their behalf to our list of buyers. And for the most part, the equipment's located on this round of consignments from them. It's located in Texas and Nevada. Texas has a big concentration here in the DFW area of a lot of units consigned, and also down into San Antonio. Also, Las Vegas has quite a few units as well. But this equipment basically it's very clean equipment. It's well maintained. Sun State has a rigorous, maintenance program and PM program, which they service the unit every 200 hours. They service the units. So it's very well maintained. It's equipment that any buyer that wants to buy good quality used equipment pre-owned, Sunstate would be a great source to buy that from through Big Iron Auctions.
And Felix, what type of buyer might be looking at this kind of equipment?
Well, because we have such a diverse selection of fleet, everybody from plumbers to electricians to painters to landscapers to general contractors would buy this stuff. So yeah, the range is very, very diverse, especially with the aerial equipment. On the aerial equipment, we have a great selection from personal lifts up to 60-foot boom lifts. So for that type of product on the boom lifts, for example, you get contractors that do bridge work. You get painters that paint apartment buildings. Scissor lifts, you would get electricians, plumbers doing work inside buildings, sprinkler people. So yeah, it's a wide variety of customers that we're going to be able to reach, which at the same time I think is going to build our buyer base and registration through this opportunity.
Good. And then Mark, I think you went down to the Dallas-Fort Worth location. What'd you see there?
Well, I was on a location where Brian and his comrade were there listing the equipment, taking the pictures and shooting the video footage, and they were doing a superb job. But what I was impressed with was how clean this equipment was, how it, in my opinion, was relatively low-houred, and how so many people could use the equipment that we're selling in so many different applications, just as Felix had mentioned. One of those, I mean, if you're a roofer and there's people putting shingles on all the time, them boom lifts, they work great for doing some of them steep roofs. And instead of renting all the time, maybe some of these contractors just need to own them. And then they're at their disposal all the time, and it makes it, you probably get a lot more done because you can haul your own machinery around and get it to where you want it. But just a tremendous offering of scissor lifts and loader backhoes and these trenchers that are selling, and there's a lot of construction going on all over the country. And you got an opportunity now, once again, just like the Mahindra tractors here with Sunstate, you can establish the price through the competition of an absolute auction. And we encourage people to check it all out, look at the video footage. Yes, if you watch the videos, that is Felix doing most of the driving and operating of that equipment, okay? He actually does know what he's doing.
Good. And then, Mark, you brought up Hitchpin Logistics a little bit earlier. A lot of this stuff's located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the Las Vegas areas. Mahindra's equipment is based in Lyons, Kansas, and Houston. But how easy is it to use Hitchpin Logistics?
Well, it's just a phone call or click a button on our Big Iron internet site, and then you'll get a contact information. But they've got a team of people that can get you quotes before you do your bidding, or they can get you quotes after you become the successful winner. And they'll get you that quote to get that thing freighted exactly to the address where you want it to go to. It's not complicated. What they do, from my understanding, is they have a whole bunch of licensed and insured contract over-the-road drivers with the right equipment, and they put it out on their contact lists and their load lists, and then these people get a hold of them back with some of the bids. You've probably watched some of them TV shows about, I think it was called Get Loaded. No, that was something else, I think. But anyway, there's all kinds of good licensed and insured drivers and companies that Hitchpin uses, and they'll get that equipment hauled for you in short fashion. And rest assured, folks, the freight is not as expensive as you might think, because they'll do what they call LTLs, their partial loads. So you don't pay for the freight going all one direction if there's 2 or 3 or 4 other items on it. They split that up amongst all the people that have the equipment on that load. And that's what's nice about Hitchpin. They don't gouge anybody. They want you as a customer for life, not just a one and done type of situation. So that's why we like them.
Well, gentlemen, before we sign you off and give folks your contact information, do either of you have anything else you'd like to add? I think Mark might have something here real quick.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of proud of these guys. So if you would, Felix, let's just start off with you, Felix. And why don't you give all these listeners just a little bit of background about Felix? Because and let's not just talk about your background in the construction sales business and everything like that. You're a black belt, aren't you, Felix?
Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done Taekwondo, but I'm not training in that anymore. But yeah, I enjoy it because we're a martial arts family. My boys actually own an academy, so they kind of beat me up and keep me on a regular basis. They beat me up and keep me in shape. So, yes.
So is it true? Is it true that if you kicked a fat guy like me in the right spot, you'd probably break my back?
I could do it with one finger.
Now
with the dead touch, right?
Yeah. Now, where do you call home, Felix?
I call home Highland Village, which is a little suburb just north of the airport, north of Dallas. I'm actually pretty close to the Oklahoma state line, about an hour away. The town's called Highland Village, so fairly close to DFW Airport. I moved here about 12 years ago from Florida, and it's home now. All the kids are here, grandkids. So we really love it here and enjoy it, and it's home for good.
And what do you like about the auction business?
You know, the auction business, I've always been involved in the auction business, either directly or indirectly, right, prior to working in the auction industry. My background was in rental for many years. I worked almost 20 years in the rental industry with my last stop at Nations Rent, which was a company, a nationwide company that got acquired by Sunbelt. I was director of fleet for them. But I spent a lot of years in the rental industry, did everything from delivering equipment to working on the counter to outside sales manager, international sales, all the way up to working in the fleet operation capacity with my last rental job there with Nations Rent. But then again, through my years of being involved in the rental industry, I was used equipment manager, fleet manager, worked a lot with auction companies, actually conducted my own auction one time at a rental yard. So I've always been intrigued about it. It's very dynamic. I like it because it's very fast paced. The rental industry is very fast paced, but the auction, I think, beats it. And it's just very, very, very energetic type of industry that you have to have a love for it. And obviously the people. You meet a lot of interesting people from all walks of life in the auction industry, from buyers to sellers to you name it. And I have lasting relationships that I've made through the years that I still have today. So that's what I enjoy about it.
So if you've got a customer, a potential bidder and buyer looking at items on the Sun State package and your name and number is listed there, you're pretty confident you can help that person, even tell them if it's the right piece of equipment for them or if it's the wrong piece of equipment. Is it that kind of have you got that much knowledge where you can dig into it and get that person in the right direction?
I can, yeah. I'm already fielding a lot of phone calls as a result of this Sun State consignment. So yeah, I've been blessed. I mean, I'm not that smart, but I know a lot about the different brands simply because I not only rented all the brands that we're listing, but I actually was involved in a procurement capacity with Nations Rent buying this stuff for many years. So yeah, I know all these brands pretty intimate, so I can answer pretty much any questions anybody has.
Good deal. And now I'll throw Brian into the mix right here. Brian, give us a little bit of background. You're a Florida boy too, so tell us where you live and is it true that you no longer own a jet ski, or did I misunderstood that?
No, that is true. You know, jet skis have been my passion, and I've been riding them for quite a while, number of years, and was riding in the river one day and hit something underwater and put a nice hole in my ski with a $3,000 repair. So I decided, you know, I don't want to do that again. So I actually traded in the jet ski, or sold the jet ski, and ended up buying a little convertible for the wife and I. So we go out on weekend rides and just enjoy the countryside. But I do live in the Tampa area. I live in Brandon, which is just east of Tampa. Grew up in Florida for most of my life, and then with different positions. I've moved around the country, been in the equipment industry pretty much my entire life, whether it was the rental business, whether it was working for manufacturers or the auction industry. As I tell people when they say, well, what do you like about it? And I said, well, truth be told is I just never outgrew Tonka trucks. And I just love the fact that I get to see all kinds of equipment, talk with all kinds of people. I enjoy more than anything is getting the calls that people have inquiring about the different products we're selling on BigIron. Just on the Mahindra items alone, I think I probably get on average about 12 calls a day. And it's just great to talk to people who are excited about the auction platform, the online marketplace, and who are excited about getting something for them. It's like a toy to them as well. So I talked to a lot of these guys that are literally buying some of these items for their wives, for their moms, for their daughters. It's kind of excitement. It's like a Christmas throughout the year when someone calls you and says, man, I'm looking to buy a piece of equipment that you have listed, and what can you tell me about it? So it's just a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So now you're in Tampa. Does that mean you're a Tom Brady fan now?
I am a Tom Brady fan now. I was not a Bucs fan for quite a while, but I'm willing to give the Bucs a good run right now that Tom Brady's on board. I think there's going to be some fun things. And I'm also I like the Tampa Bay Lightning. The hockey to me is just a lot of excitement, fast-paced. And I enjoy going to a Rays game once in a while as well. I'm about 30, 45 minutes from the Rays Stadium, and I'm about literally 15 minutes from the Lightning Hockey Stadium, about another 20, 25 minutes from the Buck Stadium. So kind of right in the middle of it all, and I get to go do what I want when I want and just enjoy the great sports activities.
Well, good deal. Well, why don't you give us your phone number, Brian, and then we'll finish up with Felix and get his number. That way, if anybody listening here has any questions about the items that are selling, they can sure get a hold of you. Go ahead, Brian, your contact information.
Absolutely. So if anybody has any questions, you can reach me at area code 727-735-7706. Again, 727-735-7706. Give me a call whenever it's convenient for you. If I don't call you right back, if I don't answer the call, I'll call you right back. It probably means I'm on another call, but I will call you right back.
All right, sounds great. Thank you very much, Brian. Felix, your information?
Yes, you can get a hold of me at 469-418-1943. Again, 469-418-1943. You can either call me or text me, whichever you prefer, and I'll get right back to you.
I'd like to thank our guests, Mark Stock, Brian Kanarick, and Felix Rodriguez, and remind everyone that the Mahindra equipment that was mentioned today is on the May 27th auction, and all auctions are every Wednesday on BigIron.com. The Sun State items will be on the May 27th, June 3rd, and June 10th auctions. So, for the BigIron Buzz, I'm Drew Dolezal. We'll catch you here next week.